Hello dear students. Today we'll be discussing the topic succession planning. So let's begin. So when we talk about the succession planning, as I have mentioned here, it's a deliberate and systematic effort by an organization to ensure leadership continuity in key positions, to retain and develop intellectuals and knowledge capital for the future, and encourage individual advancement. So basically, when you talk about succession planning, we can say it's a process for identifying and developing new leaders who can replace old leaders when they leave or retire or die. And I have mentioned also here that it ensures the people are recruited or developed to fill each key role. So basically, succession planning increases the availability of experienced and capable employees that are prepared to assume these roles as they become available. And it also ensures that we operate effectively when individuals occupying critical positions depart, whether they are retiring or might be leaving the organization. And succession planning also may be used for managerial positions or unique or hard to fill roles, like any particular position which is very very critical in nature, which is a very very dependable position of the organization. So organization must plan the succession for that position, and it also align bench strength for replacing the critical position. Now, when you talk about bench strength, you must know what is bench strength. Basically, bench strength is an assessment of the organization's preparedness to replace departing staff in critical positions, as I have mentioned here. And it is, identifying people who are ready to step into someone else's shoes at the appropriate time under the appropriate circumstances with seamless transition. So like there is no gap, there are no hiccups in the organization due to somebody leaves any strategic role. So succession planning is very very important. Now if you talk about how the replacement is different from succession, so we can say that replacement is reactive. When somebody leaves, okay, now somebody has to replace someone. However, succession planning is proactive, like well in advance organization is planning that who will be replacing this person when this person will be retiring after 1 year or 6 months. So it's a proactive approach. Then replacement is a form of risk management. However, the succession is planned for future development. Like already we are planning, the activity which is going to happen after 1 year or 6 months. Replacement is substituting someone. Somebody is leaving, okay, another person is replacing him. However, the succession is renewing, like you are, upscaling someone to fill the position in the near future, any strategic role. You are giving training to someone to renew or to upgrade his skills for that particular thing. Replacement is a narrow approach. You are just replacing someone. However, succession planning is organized alignment. You are well planning how you are, putting someone as a successor in a particular position. Replacement is restricted, like you are just substituting some person with another one. However, succession is flexible. Flexible means, okay, if one person is identified by the organization for succession planning and by chance that person also leaves, or that person is not giving that result which was expected or desired. So anytime, because you are planning well in advance, you can anytime cover up with another one, or you can change the person, or you can reanalyze the things. So it's a flexible approach. Now we'll be discussing the process of succession planning. So first step or phase one in succession planning is identify the critical position for which you are planning succession, or identify the key positions. Why I am saying this? Because succession planning cannot be done for all positions of the organizations. It is especially for the key positions or the critical positions for which the easy replacement is not available. So organization just to avoid any kind of crisis in future. They are well prepared. They are preparing some person to replace or to act as a successor for a particular critical position. So you have to identify the positions for which you need to develop a succession plan. You need to identify the people for that. Then the second step is conduct the position analysis. In this, after identifying the position, you have to analyze that position, like what kind of strengths are required, what are the roles and responsibilities to be done by this particular title, who is the person who is at present handling this position, what are his key roles, what are his strengths and weaknesses, so what kind of person would be best fit in that role, then who are the people with the same skill set available in this organization at present, who will be the best one in that. We have to develop that person. What kind of training is required for that person? Will he be associated with the person who is at present handling a particular position, or we'll be providing him some external training with the expert agencies for that? So you have to analyze. Then you have to develop a proper succession plan. In this, you will be developing the entire plan related to the training modules for the succession, or what kind of other skill set which is required, which you have already analyzed, so how it will be provided to that person. So you have to develop an entire succession plan. And then as the last phase is almost same for every process, it is monitoring the plan, like how it is going. Is it going as per the plan, or you need to if there are some changes when you are evaluating, if you find that okay, some changes to be done, it should be done, then you can revise the plan, and then you can take the corrective actions and again execute it in the proper manner. So this is the process of succession planning, which is very important. Now we'll be discussing these steps rather more in more detail. So like I was talking about the key or critical position, how to identify. So as I have discussed with you that in identifying the key or critical position, you have to identify first the key contributor, like in achieving the organization mission or would hinder vital function. This is this kind of position, like what are the position we should choose for succession planning, which are very crucial to achieve the organization mission. Or if these positions will not be there, the vital functions of the organization would not happen. Or any kind of specialized leadership position is there. So if it is there in the organization will be winning everywhere. Or might be as per the location of a particular organization, in any particular branch, a particular position can be created. Then the fourth criteria would be the vacancy. The position will be vacant due to retirement or advancement in the organization, or any lateral move, like somebody has been moved to any horizontal position, and that particular position is vacant, or somebody is handling two responsibilities at a time, so the one person is required. So then in such situations you can easily identify the positions which are available in the organization for succession planning. Now the phase 2 says the position analysis. So position analysis, as I have told you here, what are the external and internal factors which are affecting the position? What are the competencies or skill set required for that position? What are the gaps? Like the person who is actually at present handling this position, who is not having such kind of skill set which is actually desired by the organization. So to develop that skill set in the successor, what kind of training is required? So these strategies which will be used to address the gaps. Then the third phase was developing the succession plan. here succession plan of course is the culmination of phase 1 and phase 2. Like first you have identified the positions, then you have analyzed the position, and then now you are developing. So in the development you are reviewing the individual position, and high turnover job titles are rolled into one document. So each position is reviewed and high turnover job titles are rolled into one document, and gaps and strategies are formulated at an organization level and at the unit level. Both things you need to do. Then the strategies to overcome the gaps are outlined. You have to identify and develop all these strategies to include the target completion dates, responsible parties, and required resources. So the entire plan has to be developed, like what kind of jobs which are very very vulnerable. So how to review them, then the what are the gaps, and then accordingly the strategies are formulated either at the smaller level or at the institutional level, and then the what would be the target, when it would be the achieved, what are the resources available. So everything in detail you need to plan. Then the last step, as I have already told you, that it is monitor, evaluate, and revise. You have to periodically review it, and then you have to be prepared to respond rapidly to unforeseen changes to plan. So you have to be prepared, like if any unforeseen changes happen, or anything which was not in the list or not planned, if it happened, so how you would react, how would your organization would react. And then the progress or the status update should be monitored via the succession planning template. Like as you have planned in the planning phase, accordingly you will be monitoring the policy, monitoring the planning process, then you are evaluating it, and wherever it is required, so you will be revising it too. So it is very very important. So that's all about the process of succession planning. I hope this topic is clear to everyone. So thank you so much.